No, I just think
Okay,
the
I was gonna
messaging is
say,
crazy.
and that's part of what I was bringing up when I first came in, and that's not to refute what others have said. Like, if you're disappointed in this news happening, then you have every right to be. But
Right.
I also think on the flip side, there are many people that just see a console and they say, this console has popular games that I'm interested in, regardless of if they're exclusive or not. And I think that's where Pal World fits in. Like, I wouldn't be surprised even with this recent news or rumors that are happening now if Xbox sales in the first half of 2024 are higher than they were during the first half of 2023 because Power World, at least based on what I'm seeing, it just has
Yeah,
that amount of
for
buzz
sure.
that's just ridiculous right now.
Crazy.
But
Yeah.
doesn't that support that even a even a console exclusive like Power World can do something? So why can't their own first party do something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So I
mean,
don't think
again,
they don't have the
if a
comp.
game is big, then the game is big. It's gonna help sell consoles regardless. Yeah.
Like I don't know. There's obviously something drastic happened.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
silence is killing me.
The silence,
Yeah, and
dead
I
Like
silence.
understand that too.
their
Yeah.
marketing and PR team just needs to be restructured entirely. Cause say what you want about 2013 and Don Matrick's team, but at least he fucking came out and just said straight up, you don't like it, buy a 360. And they're not saying nothing.
Uh,
Well, I think they're scared shitless to say that. I
they,
think
they
that
they have to
they're
like test their
scared right
messaging a
now.
lot. Like, you can't
Uh,
just
they
they,
don't
they, they
know.
have to go through different teams. Yeah,
Right, and
it's gonna be
that's
You
a
know,
part
when's
of it.
Activision,
You
Blizzard, and
just
King
said they
gonna
got to
come
go
to
through
Game
different
Pass?
teams. They have so much red tape. They have so many people criticizing their words. Where they probably could get somebody like Ariel to write it and handle it, one person, and get it right. But they have 100, and that's where the
yeah. That's
problem
just
is.
that's just how corporate is. Period. Though that's just the corporate
There,
world.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is an
100%.
aspect to this of where I don't think a lot of people are bringing up of where the fact that people want their games on different consoles, that's amazing. Like, hell, I would love to have Zelda on PC and just have it,
Yeah,
have the music in the background and play it on my PC. But there's
yeah,
console exclusives for a reason, for companies, in
definitely.
order to profit. That way they can sell the console, that way people can make money from the company. So I get people wanting to have the games that they want on everywhere so all players can play that, and I get that and I respect that. But we also have to look at the profitability of these games being on the console exclusives. Why did I buy the Xbox One in the first place? Because Ori and the Blind Forest was on it, and I really wanted to play that. And it was only an Xbox
There you
exclusive at the
go.
time.
And that's a million people's story, though. You hear that
Yeah.
all the time. I bought it because of this game, or I bought it because of that game, or an exclusive, and that's 100%, and that's why
Yeah,
this is so mind-boggling.
yeah,
It's like
I
and it's
I
also.
honestly think Phil was
Oh, go
pressured.
ahead.
it was
I'm sorry
definitely
to cut you off. I
pressure,
didn't
No,
know.
no, it's okay.
Yeah, Phil was pressured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
this
So
really
Go ahead,
doesn't
Ariel.
sound
I'm
like
really
Phil.
sorry.
No, no, you're fine.
no,
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 I just want to
I
make
agree
it
with that.
clear that, like, I feel like everyone deserves to play all the amazing games that are coming out. That's not a cop out answer. That's not me trying to satiate people's need to be right. That's me honestly trying to say, like, oh, I really honestly want people to experience. Excuse my French, but I really want people to experience fucking Hi-Fi Rush and all these great fucking games
yeah,
that are coming out. Like, it's amazing
yeah,
what we have in this industry. But the fact of the matter is that consoles are not profitable unless they have something to latch
of
onto,
course,
you know?
of
What's
course.
weird is
It's
what's weird,
crazy.
and this is the other thing that vexes me. Like, didn't Jess just say recently that they just greenlit like additional hardware? Why would they
Yes,
do that if they're about to just free fall on their
that's
hardware
what I
sales?
say.
Well, I think the thing is
Why
because,
free?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
Indiana Jones is going to be basically their new Gears of War, I'm predicting. So
It's
every,
going to be big.
yeah.
Yeah.
7 million
That,
views.
that's how I felt before these rumors. I felt that Indiana Jones was going to be like the next, really big thing, especially since it's an existing
And they
IP. It's
don't
not a
give
new
it that
IP. Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing that you see is a Tom Warren report saying it's going to PlayStation 5. I mean, I don't know. It's a bizarre world. I mean, we've had 1,300 people on
And,
this.
and not to bring it up again, but again, every holiday season you have new console purchases from people just buying the usual fall games that come out yearly. So
Yes.
you have that too. Yeah.
They could have pushed it. I don't know why they wouldn't wait a year. It seems like I could see them saying, let's give it a year and, hold your horses, where, as
You
Kate said, We're a $3 trillion company. We don't have to penny pinch right now. Let's get a year. Let's get a full study in this, and let's present it to the
You
fans the way they
you know
went
what's
about it.
crazy, Tim?
Yeah.
The amount of civil war that's going on Xbox. Like this information, not everyone's going to know at Xbox. So someone decently high up had this information, did not like it, and leaked it. Like,
Well, that's what I've heard too. Is that the leaks originally were somebody to get the kickback to the where we're at right now, where it's listen, the space has been up 1,400 people, and it's 3 hours going. I'm getting tired right now just doing it. We're gonna be cutting it short anyway. Um,
Yeah.
but listen, if you the fact of the matter is though, when you're at a CFO level and you're at that big money, there's no walking it back unless like listen, they walk back DRM and there is a possibility that they could walk this back, but I have
It
no faith. I
just
think
got to keep
tomorrow,
pushing.
listen, it's going to be very interesting. Tomorrow comes and goes.
I
Um,
do
I think it'll be very interesting. I mean,
I do
Uni's going to
think
be
that
running a space at 10 o'clock.
I do think
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna have a space at 10 o'clock because I want to make
Nine,
sure.
nine, nine Eastern. I would think they would drop it.
I do think, Tim, that this can be walked back. I wouldn't be surprised if like some of these games haven't even started development, because the fact that he leaked it, because to me he could have just waited till the actual info came out, and by then it would be too late because they already put months and months and months of funding behind everything. They'd be
Right.
way less likely to walk anything back. So it kind of makes me think that he whoever leaked it wanted pressure on Xbox because want them to walk it back before it can't be walked back.
Lord Addict, let me ask you a question. Like I keep telling Xbox fans this, because they have some Xbox fans like my guy Brad, and it doesn't like I understand
Well,
if you don't really.
I'm just a gaming fan. I'm not. I play on all
Brad's always
consoles,
been
and
a
that's it.
multi gamer.
Yeah, not
No,
to
no,
be
no,
a
no. I'm
bad,
not saying you're a
I've
cliche,
known
but it's
Brad
fanboy.
since
just
the
how I
games
am.
have
Okay,
been.
Just
listen to what I'm saying.
preference.
No, no, listen to
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
go
I'm
ahead.
not saying
Yep.
you're a fanboy or anything. I'm just saying that
Yeah. Go ahead.
you just want to play, right? You don't
Yeah.
care about like anything that they do as long as you can play, and that's fine. And I'm that way too to a point. But you see, I had an experience with the Dreamcast, the Sega Dreamcast, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Go ahead.
when the Sega Dreamcast came out, like a lot of my friends didn't have it, but they didn't believe. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. With the memory card with the thing, it had Sonic
I
Adventure.
had Dreamcast.
Yeah, exactly. And then when it discontinued and it died, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how could a console this amazing, the best console out, die? And that's when I learned that if more people don't buy, it can affect you. You see what I'm saying? Like you could love something. Look at Stadia. You said you like Stadia, right? I think it was you.
No,
But
not me.
uh,
I'm not really interested
okay,
in cloud
yeah,
gaming
yeah,
like that.
okay,
But
yeah. Well, there's
what
somebody
somebody else
else.
said. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
somebody else
fuck
said
with
that
cloud.
they love Stadia, and it's like imagine if you love Stadia and it was amazing, but because enough people didn't come over, it got canceled. Like that's what happens, right? If enough people doesn't watch a show on Netflix, they're gonna stop making it. Like so, it's like that's the problem that happens, right? That they're doing things to sabotage their own hardware sales. First of all, putting all the games on PC day one, that was gonna make a dent to a point. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. We knew
But
that
then,
from the jump.
yeah, we
Yeah.
knew that, right? But then doing things like this, even letting this type of thing bubble up without seeing anything or anything like that, it what it does, it erodes the confidence that people have. Like my best friend, he did not buy an Xbox at the beginning of the generation because he said he had a bad experience with the Xbox 360 when he bought it like 3 years coming to the end of the generation, and for the last 3 years they stopped releasing games.
So
Right? So,
Uni,
Well,
so
they
I
were
even
focused
had
on Connect at that point. But yeah,
Uni.
I
I
get it.
even have a worse scenario. How is these people going to complain about console sales when they literally had a Starfield commercial saying you didn't need a console to play it?
exactly. You see,
Yeah.
so
Bro, for real.
I
Their marketing is all over the place. It needs
no,
to
no,
be
no.
and
The
that's kind
PR,
of what
what the
I'm
PR is,
saying. It's
they're
like
trying to get sympathy to say like, look, we're not selling, so we have to do things. I'm like, but you're doing it on purpose, sir. You're
yeah.
doing
I
this
mean,
on purpose. You're not releasing games. You didn't release any games last year, or you didn't launch with any games. So
and
how
that
can
was
you
kind of
expect?
my point in the first place when I came in. It's like you can't be wanting your console to sell number one while doing these moves. So there's obviously something that's that's happening behind the scenes in terms of their focus.
Expe-
And to me, I think they just care more about software sales than anything else because they never made money on hardware this gen.
especially dropping something like Hi-Fi Rush. It was a shadow drop, no marketing. They put it in a subscription service that cannibalized itself on consoles, and then they're like, "Why didn't this
No
sell?
physical release.
No physical release. Why didn't this sell?"
Why
Well,
didn't it sell better, man? We need to make more money. Like I'm like, bro, y'all are really here crying out for pennies while simultaneously getting named the richest company that ever existed in the history of the planet. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Dude,
where is it? Like, y'all are laying 2,000 people
This is
off
crazy.
while simultaneously being named a $3 trillion company. Like, this is what I don't understand
Yeah,
about the
that's
planet
bad.
we live
Yeah.
on,
it is
bro.
so sad, bro.
So
We
I
need to
We
get a
we
just
literally
Hi-Fi
live in a
Rush
seen.
physical
The
I think
edition for
gaming layoffs are
PlayStation
bad. The gaming layoffs
before
are
Yeah, the
terrible.
Xbox.
gaming
I
bay
think this
These
is
itself
truly the
games
are
are
Matrix,
selling
right?
too much.
The
I
main
think this is
problem.
These
truly the
games
Matrix
in the
because
AAA side.
Here's the thing. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. The main problem I see here, and my main concern is that in reality, a lot of people really don't like Xbox, and that includes the media a lot. A lot of people really just don't care about it. And the problem is that if they do announce, "Hey, we're gonna put all these games everywhere," the narrative that might actually get created. Might be fabricated is like, you guys are heroes. You guys did it. Oh man, like stop console wars, like whatever, and like everybody's gonna get praised. The only people that are gonna look like chumps are us, the people who actually invested in it.
yeah.
Like they are gonna
Well,
look like heroes. The only
again,
people,
for
like the people who only had budget for one console, the people who only had budget for to buy one system this gen and invested in Xbox are the people that are gonna look like clowns.
They
They're gonna
were
be the ones
clowns, bro.
that
well,
get
it
paid.
depends on what they bought the
100%.
console for. But I mean, yeah, some of them will if
Listen,
they only bought it
Bro,
just for exclusives and nothing else.
I
Yeah.
just I just looked at my I just looked at my Twitter page, and Ideal Sloth basically timestamped everything I said on the Lord show or what the shows that I've been on. It is. I've never seen a war zone like I'm seeing right now. This is
It's
that's
pretty
absolutely
good, bro.
nasty.
It's
Yeah.
good.
crazy. It's absolutely crazy. What I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, if
Honestly, I hope it gets bigger. I hope all these big like YouTubers and podcasters just shit on this
oh, it's gonna
decision.
blow up tomorrow. It's
Yeah,
gonna blow up
I
tomorrow.
hope that it gets so
or
big that
tomorrow it's going to trend all day tomorrow,
I
especially if
don't
they
even
don't
want
say
to deal
nothing.
with it tomorrow because I've dealt with it today all day, expended all this energy. Honestly, I'm not turning my phone on tomorrow. I'm not turning Twitter on
I'll
just
handle it
because
though,
I
because I'm
said
gonna rip them
yesterday
apart.
I
dude,
have no
like
confidence. I
right
have
now I'm
no
playing on my
confidence.
Xbox. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm just thinking,
Yeah,
what the hell's
I
the
say, what
point?
the fuck? Well, they already got me to spend the 500. Good, you know what? Good shit, Microsoft. You ain't gonna get me again, but you
In
got me this
five,
time.
I bought 5 Elite controllers this generation because the
Yeah, dude.
motherfuckers keep breaking.
Five?
Five?
You see,
Goodness.
that's what I'm
5 of
talking.
them
That's what I'm
because
trying
they
to tell
keep
Brad. You
breaking.
see,
They
when
I
scam
just
the
he,
bought
fuck
another one
out of me.
last
I
you
mean,
night.
see,
you can
that's what
still
I'm
use
telling
those
you,
on
Brad.
PC.
You see that right
Yeah,
there,
but
Brad.
okay.
If you're on PlayStation, they don't make that money.
Yeah,
He just bought 5 controllers.
I
bro,
mean,
and like,
you
and
can
what's
still
funny,
I'm
use
probably
them
gonna
on
have to buy
PC, but
another one.
I get your point for sure. Yeah.
if they had this had not leaked, people would be still spending money on Microsoft right now. People, those motherfuckers were actually very silent about it. They were going about this. They were not going to tell anybody.
Bruh,
Boom, they were about
you
to
know, I
announce
was
it.
gonna buy some games today because I seen some good sales, and I was like, "Fuck that! I ain't buying no more sales on the Xbox. You crazy? They might be going back. They might be killing this shit in 5, 10 years. I don't know." So it's like, nah, I'm gonna buy all my games on the PlayStation for
Hey,
now.
suspend
It's
your
like,
Well, I
Game
screwed
Pass
up.
I
I
mean,
too.
just
we'll
expanded
see
my
on that.
Game Pass
Hey,
for another
I
just
3
still don't.
years.
just
I
cancel
don't
the
think it'll
Game
be cut
Pass till
within
they
this
say something.
decade, but we'll see.
I'm
Well,
just saying because
I
listen,
screwed up.
listen. If they're compromising the console is the only place I have access to my digital library. They don't let me transfer it to my PC, so I'm fucked. So I'm not gonna keep adding to it, right?
No.
Let's
At the
use
I
end of
mean,
the
common sense
day,
now.
just
uni,
are you
bro.
gonna
At the
keep
end of
your
the
old
day,
Xbox
all
console,
they
or are you
care
just gonna
about the money,
drop that
bro.
too?
No, I'm gonna keep this Xbox. I ain't throwing away
Okay.
no. That's my
Yeah.
money. What? You crazy? Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, but
I
next
wanted to ask.
generation,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I
just have
agree
to
with
like
you. I just wanted to
next
ask.
generation. The sad part is I'm gonna just have to sacrifice these couple hundred games because it's like, bro, even if they come out with a console next generation, I don't feel like they prioritize the console. They already rip you off by making you have to pay to play online and all type of dumb shit on the console, and they
Yep.
still don't prioritize you as well. Like you getting all the games on the world's most powerful console at 30 frames per second still after they touted 120 frames. Like there's so much fuckery that happened this generation that I can't even get into, right? And I'm not gonna rant because this is Tim's space. I'll rant in my own space
You can rant, yeah,
tomorrow.
it's perfect.
But
We're
like I
at the
said,
point where
you
it
know,
goes. Just let everyone say what they gotta say. I mean, I have
Yeah,
a bunch of people who are requesting. I'm just sorry. I got like 20 requests. I'm gonna keep it the way it is now. If somebody drops a ledge in, I'm not gonna be keeping this much longer. But I honestly, I'm just looking at my Twitter and the timeline and my DMs,
Bro,
and
what you need to do
this
now is send a
shit is
link with a
ridiculous.
recording of this because this is a historic recording.
I
Like
don't know how to
that.
do
Truly.
that.
It's being recorded, Tim. It'll do it automatically. When you end
When
it, it'll
people say
record
that
the
I
whole
don't
thing.
get what I don't get it, or
Will it self delete? Is there any way to save it?
You can. I know people have been screen recording it and like posting it. They already got one of me earlier. I saw
they
it floating
got
around.
idle sloth got me on like two podcasts, and it's just oh jeez,
See, I wish
it's
I wish
bad.
these leaks came out earlier. I mean, I thank whoever released it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that because I'm not buying shit until I find out if this is true or not. Because
Facts.
Yep.
I renewed my Game Pass for another 3 fucking years, man. So I'm locked
Poor
in
Hey,
fella.
ooh, I
with
They
the
just
caught you.
canceled
yeah.
mine.
Ooh, they
Well,
caught you.
I do have
Yeah.
to say something kind of, and I don't know if this is going to be important or it might go out, in one ear or out the other to fans or anything like that. What people don't realize is that when a lot of people tell us it's just a plastic box, enjoy it, people don't realize that a lot of us have industry careers. Like we all
Hmm.
in one way or another work in this industry. Like I'm a journalist, I'm a video editor, and I'm a YouTuber. So like I work in this industry full time. And the fact of the matter is that when we see stuff like what companies like Xbox are doing, being either dishonest or they're not telling us the whole truth because they cannot say anything yet, it makes us very reluctant to either buy a product or do something
Invest.
that is in their favor. Because when we look at things, we want to enjoy the games, but we also have to keep in mind we have jobs in this industry too, and we have to report on it. So when people are telling us like, "Hey, just enjoy yourselves," it's like, yeah, cool, we can do that after we report on this stuff.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
I
true.
just have.
I don't envy you. I don't envy you at all. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, your
this
position
news
is
changes so often that yeah, it's
yeah,
just
because you have to be impartial
you have a
and
tough
still
job.
enjoy
Yeah,
it. Like, try to
treated
enjoy it because
respect.
like being a journalist for video games, you love video games, right?
Mm.
So you, on the one hand, you have to be objective and report the news as you see, but then on the other hand, it's like, of course, you have your subjective feelings. So, like I said, I don't envy you at all, and that's why I'm not a journalist. I just tell people, I just say what comes to my mind and just be like, yo, it is what it
I
is.
want to know about
But
the leak about the hardware. Like, so it came out at a very convenient time where they're like, "Oh, we have new hardware coming out. Just leak that too, since this shit came out." So, what hardware is Xbox going to make? I don't understand.
That it's gonna be
I
portable.
thought it was the all digital stuff.
Yeah, it's more likely going to be all digital. I mean
I
that's pretty
mean,
much where most Xbox sales are is digital, thanks to the
yeah.
Series
yeah,
S.
I'm not
As
too
long
worried
as
about
they
that
were,
because I've literally never used the disc tray on my Xbox TV. I
Oh
really
yeah,
got to
I'm
put
all
something in
digital. I've
there
been digital
because
for 10 years.
I'm
Yeah,
like, really,
I've been.
imagine if my Xbox disc tray doesn't work for the last 3 years and I don't know.
This is a problem. I've been all digital for like 7 years now. I get it. I like my digital library. I own like 600 games on there, but I also own like 400
Poor
to
fella.
500 physical games.
But
360,
if
Xbox
you own
One.
600 games right on there, right, you should be crying out more than me because if something happens to the Xbox, you know what that means, right?
Oh,
You
I
gotta
have
kiss
been.
those
Hey,
600.
check
I
Yeah,
the
mean,
timeline, bro. I've been crying all
Uni,
day.
I literally have about 400 games on Xbox that are digital. Some I
exactly.
don't
That's what
have
they.
downloaded. I'm
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
and
so I don't
still
want, like, I'm like, man, can what they need to do is tell us, you know what, you can transfer your digital library to the PC Windows Store, some
that would
shit.
be
Tell
big.
me
Yeah,
that, and then I'll be
Yeah,
like,
that would be
okay,
they
huge.
would
then
have
do
the
whatever the
right
fuck y'all
Huge.
want to
working
do.
agreements
But
Here,
and
the,
deals
y'all
here
with
playing
has
with
to
my
be.
money,
for
Microsoft.
that to happen.
Y'all playing with my fucking money. So
No,
stop
no.
playing
Why
with
are
See,
my
you
money. I know
playing
some
with
of
my
y'all
money
down there.
for?
But
I
Why?
don't
Uni,
know
you
which
brought
one
Yeah,
of
you
y'all
yeah.
brought up
execs is
Dreamcast
down there
earlier.
listening. But
As
stop
They
playing
can
with
long
my
as
they
fucking money.
as
yeah, they
long
can
as
listen
no
anonymously.
big
Yeah.
EA leaves Xbox move happens like it did with the Dreamcast, I feel pretty comfortable. But I understand others feeling differently for sure.
no, but like
Well,
I definitely think that they need to have a solution like for migration over for your digital library because I legitimately think and I mean some people might clown me for this or whatever or laugh, but I legitimately think that there's some grounds there for a class action lawsuit.
a
You
hundred
can't
percent.
you can't just do that, man. You can't just like be like,
Let's
oh,
band together, boys. We got like 1,000 people in here. Listen,
No,
you right.
Let's
listen.
get it. I'll
There's a
sign it
hundred
up.
percent. Listen, I don't think Microsoft's ever gonna. You can ever have that problem with
there
Microsoft,
there
but
have to have a solution in place. They
They
definitely
can send the
must.
ninjas. You
yeah.
feel me? It's okay.
Hey, it
We
can
know about the
refund all
ninjas,
my
Microsoft.
money. I'll take all my money back. Shit.
You
And
know,
I'm gonna need a refund for all them years of Game Pass, Microsoft, that you've been robbing me. Like I told, like they can fuck with a lot of things. Don't fuck with my money. And I feel like I invested five
they're
hundred
not.
dollars on a
I don't
promise.
think they'll have. I don't think you'll have any problems with digital, but digital rights in just general, they need to write some laws on it because, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Then we're doomed.
first
If we
off,
gotta
like
if we gotta
okay,
depend on
I
this
get
on the
into a fight with.
lawmakers.
Listen, I get into a fight with you online, and you say I said something or whatever, and I get banned. Now I'm banned and I can't play that game. That game should be playable in an offlineable state because I purchased that game, and there's certain things like they just have too much power over your digital content. You know what I mean? Like if you buy something, you have a right to that. So as far as the concerns, I don't think like I said, Microsoft's always going to be they're going to be a third party publisher, and they're going to be number one. So they're not, and they're Microsoft. So I don't think you have to worry about that or the legacy of games. What I do for the new hardware, what was funny about that is that Phil liked a couple of Jez's tweets, and it was in regards to the new console and how it's going to be, it's going to be portable or whatever. What I heard, and this is good info, that they are not focusing on power. They are focusing on innovation, which points to the direction of what Jez was talking about, and that's their main idea. So are they? They're probably going to have something like a hybrid type console 2026, and who knows? I just feel like if you're going to have a console again, you just sabotaged your whole entire hardware doing this, doing even attempting to do it, even if it was timed, whatever you have done with this whole thing, even if your margins have collapsed and everything's went, to a point where you're in the red, you can't do what you did. You really got yourself in a bad position here, and this is where they're at. I do think hardware is coming, but I think it's dead on arrival.
In my opinion, I also think they're not only screwing over Xbox owners and players, but they're also screwing over the whole entire gaming industry. That's truly how I feel.
And that is my biggest problem with this.
Giving
This
too
is
much
not
power to
really
Sony and Nintendo, what's going to end up
exactly
happening? Let's
like
say Sony says, okay, you know what? If you want to put Microsoft, if you want to put your games on our platform, we're going to need a 50% cut instead of 30%. What can they say? They can't say shit. What are they going to try to do? Sue Sony, like how Epic sued Apple? You see how that turned out. Like at the end of the day, if it's not your platform and you like, first of all, I don't think this doesn't even make sense because they make most of their money in Xbox to the platform, right? Because what happens is most of their microtransactions, sales, and charges for Xbox Live and all of that shit, they make all of that money. So why
Agreed.
would you go against that with your now you can make why not do both things? Why do you have to be either or? Why can't you do the console great while expanding to PC and mobile? Why is it seems and cloud? Why does it seem like either or approach? But we'll see tomorrow because
Yeah.
hopefully,
See, to
like I
me,
said,
I don't think it'll be either. Or. I still think it's both, but we definitely need more information for sure because it's getting really
Oh
cloudy
yeah,
right now.
it's really cloudy. A lot of people going with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And yeah, and
Uh,
there's too many people that subscribe to Game Pass via console, in my opinion, for them to just drop console completely. So
I bet you,
we'll see.
I bet you there's less now than it was last month. See what I'm saying? Because at
Uh-huh.
the end of the day, because it's like, yeah,
I'll
why
tell
they
you
did
right
I?
lost
now,
it.
I
They
already
lost it.
How many
unsubscribed.
I
people
don't
do
Until
you
all
hear?
this gets sorted, I
I,
unsubscribed.
well, that
Thank you. You see how
Palworld
many people
boom
do you hear?
was big though.
Like I
I
said, there's a
think
lot of people that thinking like me, like, wait a minute, I ain't about to keep buying games for a console that y'all don't seem to be prioritizing and looking like y'all trying to get rid of. So if
yeah.
that, why should I keep investing in the ecosystem that might go belly up until y'all tell me I can transfer this shit to PC or another platform? All the stuff I bought, I'm not buying anything else on the Xbox. Well, I have Game Pass, so I don't even have to buy their first party. So all my third party sales and stuff are going to Sony, and they did it to themselves because they like listen. I got to look out for me because they looking out for their
They
stockholders.
did
You
it
feel
to
me?
themselves.
Like
That's
yeah,
the
they're
You,
not
you
looking
have
out
that
for me.
right. Yeah, you have that right.
Well, look, here's the thing. What I think they'll actually do is maybe make a play with Call of Duty and Game Pass or something. And I think that their
I thought it
theory
wasn't
is
going to be on
Yeah,
Game
there's
Pass.
a rumor that it's not coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, Tim,
well,
didn't you say it wasn't going to be on Game Pass just
Yeah,
earlier today?
that's I heard a vague rumor of that, and
That
at
wouldn't
this
make sense
point,
to me.
that
well,
doesn't
That'd
make
be
sense.
shameless.
That
I
doesn't.
mean,
But
that company
this is.
makes so
But
much money; it
I
makes
agree.
sense.
But listen, there's two things at play here. The next Call of Duty is going to be really good, okay, and there's going to be a lot of hype around it. So if they're doing shameless stuff now, why not just do shameless stuff whenever you want? So I don't believe any of their promises. So do I think they're going to do it? No, but do I put the possibility of them doing it? 100%. And when you're gonna have a big problem when GTA comes because I believe they're gonna price that game at $100, and they're gonna say the reason why
Oh wow!
we do this is because there's nothing that comes to this game, the amount of content
I
that comes
mean,
to this
if there
game.
was one game that could get away with it, it would definitely be that. Like I
Exactly.
don't
So
think it
that's
will
why I
happen,
think
but
they're
if there
gonna
was
do it.
one
Yeah.
game that could
But
get
let me
away
ask you
with
a
it, it would
question,
be
Tim.
that.
Don't you think that if by the time GTA, because GTA 6 is coming out only on consoles, right? So if by the time GTA 6 comes out and Xbox is being outsold 3 or 4 to 1,
Yeah.
they might be incentivized to do a deal with Sony and cut Microsoft out of a lot of good exclusive deals or even
Well, that's
timed
the
exclusives
thing. That's the
altogether.
thing. When you kill your hardware and you make yourself this small and or this sectionalized, yeah, a deal like that can come. A month exclusive can come. And guess what? That'll just further you down the
Exactly.
hardware. It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna let some more people talk. I just let somebody in, but they came out.
well, what I was gonna say
Beast,
though.
what do you want to say?
Well,
What is
fine.
your take on this? I know you're a hardcore Xbox guy. I'm sure you're not happy with this, but if you are, speak your mind. See,
What's
Monty,
going
I'm
on,
gonna
man?
get to
What up
it
with y'all,
now.
man?
What's up,
Late as hell.
Beast? What's up,
Hey, what
bro?
up with you? Hey, so let's correct that. I'm not a hardcore Xbox guy, right? I'm a gamer who simply
Yes,
prefers the Xbox platform, right? I come from the PlayStation, right? So
yes.
my brothers, cousins, all them, my dad, even still a PlayStation dude, right? So this is the thing, right? I got an Xbox because of everything that they did that was innovating the gaming industry, right? So I feel like this when it comes to these rumors, right? We got to understand too. The same people that was losing their minds and doom and glooming over the ABK deal getting delayed. I told everybody it was a delay. Told y'all to chill, stop crying, stop hollering, and it went through, right? Same dudes was crying over the Starfield and Redfall delays, right? Told niggas to chill out, right? Came out, Starfield, biggest game of the generation, man. So I feel like this, from a perspective standpoint, if they allow their games to go to the competing platform, it's over for their image as being taken seriously, right? And I said this
Yeah.
already because I'm saying this as a gamer, right? Their image of being taken serious as a competitor in the big three, that's over far as that is concerned. From a business standpoint,
Hmm.
it's ingenious, right? I wouldn't want it. I'm just saying, from a business standpoint, if they say
I
fuck
understand
the
what you're
fan,
saying.
but hold on, dog, I got you, right? From a business standpoint, if they say fuck the fans, we want money, is genius, right? Because listen, Starfield was bigger than Spider Man. Power World bigger than Spider Man. Dudes talk more about Xbox than they talking about being excited to play Foam Stars or Helldivers too, right? So if they do put Xbox games on PlayStation, they're gonna get buku sales because you giving the games to let's go ahead and say it, a star fan base. And again, this I'm saying this is a dude that come from PlayStation. You've seen dudes say things like, "Oh, Indiana Jones, that should be on PlayStation," right? Elder Scrolls should be on PlayStation, right? They're more excited about the prospect of Xbox games coming to PlayStation than their own roadmap, right? So from a business standpoint, if they say fuck the hardcore fans, right, it's ingenious because the dudes over there are starved for games. I know this for a fact. I've never been wrong with a major gaming call, right? It's crazy because Spider-Man 2, you knew that was coming out for what, 2 years? You knew Starfield was coming out for years, right? Guess which game was talked about more? Pre-Spider-Man. Guess which game was talked about more? Post-Spider-Man. Starfield, right? I'm talking Google results, any survey you can do in your life. Starfield beats out Spider-Man for engaging conversation. So if Xbox's inability to move hardware consoles, right? It's not because they can't make any kind of, software and engaging games. Because again, you had Starfield, you had Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush was the biggest shadow drop of the year, right? Hell, Power World. you got dudes going crazy with Power World, right? And shout out to Xbox dude like myself for putting it on the map, right? We made that game popular. PC dudes tried it on Game Pass and immediately bought it on Steam, right? To run it a little better. Dudes like me made it popular.
Man,
So it's
hurry up
like,
so I can talk.
listen. Nobody don't care about you, bro. Listen.
We'll go, Jay.
Listen, dude, I don't know you. I don't give a fuck about you. We can do this anytime, bro. Stop trying to chase clout, bro. You unimportant to me. You nobody to me, bro. So
Let's go.
so
Let's
so be
go.
quiet. Be quiet when a real gamer talking, dog. Like G shit, right? Fuck the clout. So my thing is this, like I said, when it comes to this gaming, like Xbox would be fools to do that to me.
Okay, I agree.
Also, play if anything does happen, it's not because PlayStation's so good, right? Because Xbox put their own foot in their mouth. It is what it is.
100%.
Like I
I'm
mean, yeah,
agree.
it is what it is, man. I feel like they could say we don't owe nobody no explanation, but I do feel that with the tension in the air that you can cut with a knife, they do need to come out and say something about this
Yeah.
just to put the people's
Yeah.
minds at
Yeah,
ease.
I agree with that last point. Yeah, for
Right,
sure.
right.
Very, very
I mean,
true.
they do. Far as would I leave Xbox because of that? No, I'm a grown ass man, kids,
Okay.
responsibilities, all kind of shit. You'll be a fool to do that because it would still be the platform that's giving you these games day and date on Game Pass.
Mhm.
Where you have to go to PlayStation to pay for these games. And Xbox games will take front and center, not PlayStation games. Again, Starfield more talked about than anything over there. How many of y'all hype for Foam Stars and Helldivers 2? I can guess nobody, right?
Me. No,
That
I'm just kidding.
it's Xbox all day, bro. So it's like when it comes to this console war
Shit, we
shit,
gotta
bro.
be hyped now.
Hey yo, that's funny. And again, I hope I do see people playing that. And I said I would leave Twitter, right? In totality. If Helldivers 2 or Foam Stars got just 25% of Power World, bro, I would, right? Y'all got get me a little 500K. 500, that's all. But yeah, man, I feel that way. I feel like, getting all your feelings about this thing, it ain't really worth it. If you're a gamer,
Right.
I mean, Xbox still gonna be the best place to play for as your value for your money. And if you're an adult, you value your money in real life. You go shop with your
And I got a
kids.
question for you though.
Right. Go ahead, bro.
What about them saying that this is my problem with it? And
Right.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying take your time, wait, see if it's official.
Right.
I heard everything you said. Now, what about them saying what they said? Like they told us all that it's exclusive and that they're not messing with it.
Right.
And now that and now they're going against their word. How do you feel? Because me personally, I got a problem with
Right.
that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Again, like when it comes to this rhetoric or who's an Xbox fan, Xbox fanboy, PlayStation fanboy, a lot of that shit gets lost because people too indoctrinated with the side they chose. Right? It's a form of sectarianism. I said this a long time ago. That's what it is. For me, there'll be fools. There'll be big ass hypocrites. It'll look wild. Right? You can't be telling people that these games are exclusive, concrete. It is what it is, and you turn around and say, "Well, we're gonna put these on the complete platform." That's weakness to me. Nobody does that shit in real life. You want to be taken serious, right? So they'll be fools to do that. This is why I feel like they should come out and put the rumors to bed for the hardcore fans. But again, the reality it is putting those games over there from a business standpoint will make them tons of money, but they're going to sacrifice the faith anybody has in that product.
Beast, I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me just play
Go
devil's
ahead, bro.
advocate. Let me just play devil's advocate. So let's say they do put it on the platform and it just doesn't sell well and it just does horribly. What then?
Yeah, now if they put it on PlayStation and it doesn't sell,
It's
then
some
you basically
clowns.
sold out for no reason. They're gonna look like clowns, like straight up. And again,
100%. That's some clown shit,
straight
bro.
straight clown. So this is why I'm saying, like, from a business standpoint, as much as they talk about Xbox and Starfield and jealousy, you would think it will sell like crazy, right? Because right now PlayStation is running off what is it called? Nostalgia, right? That's what a lot of dudes, right? Like I told you, my brothers, cousins, all them still got PlayStations. And when you ask them, you even see these little videos circulating. They said, "Yo, you know what? I'm never buying an Xbox. I'm gonna wait till it come to PlayStation." Right? So we can't say Xbox has an inability to make hardware that makes you want to, I mean, software that makes you want to buy the hardware. That's completely false. All these dudes are saying, I'm going to wait for your games that I really want to play to come to my brand. They're indoctrinated. It's brand loyalty, bro. And again, I come from PlayStation. What I hate about this whole thing, when you talk to some of these dudes, they talk to you as if there's a planet Xbox and a planet PlayStation. Like we just spawned out of nowhere, right? Like, we from planet Xbox. Who is these places? Nah, bro. I know more about PlayStation than most dudes that open their mouth on this fucking app, my nigga. Right? From Fighting Force to Jet Moto, right? Sucode and all that. But when you talk to these dudes, it's sectarianism. So yeah, hopefully Xbox does come out and kind of
No,
explain
tomorrow
themselves.
we think 9 o'clock tomorrow. You know, I know
Right.
that
Oh
Uni's going to be
God.
running the space if you want to go there.
Nah, listen. When it come to bruh and all them, listen, certain dudes got me blocked, bro. Because I like to have real conversation, bro. I ain't for all the bullshit. I ain't for all the fakery. So that's why, bro, whoever the fuck came in and interrupted me, bro, we can do this anytime you want to. Like, I'm down to talk to you. I'm down to debate, bro. Fat, truth for truth. My name is what it is for a reason. I don't do the bullshit, bro. Right? And that's for anybody. It don't matter who you is. I don't run from nobody. I don't duck nobody. That's y'all with me. Right? So I do feel I don't come up here capping. If Xbox does this without saying anything, it's gonna look a little weird. I feel like it's still gonna be the best place. It's gonna be the best place for value. It is. You can't deny if
I
you
think I mean that's
yeah,
what people are going to say. Well, that's
right.
gonna
But image
they're
and
going to
optics,
basically say, "Shut up, play. You're going to try
right,
my game." That's basically going to be their
right.
counter
Image and
argument.
optics will be fucked up. But again, it's not because PlayStation is, and I want people to understand this imperative part. You can't say, you know, well, PlayStation made them do this or PlayStation One. No, nobody. You've never heard any of us say, "Hey, yo, how come Spider-Man isn't coming to Xbox? We're mad. How come Horizon isn't coming?" No, we don't port bag for PlayStation games. They port bag for Xbox games, right? So, if anything, that would have been a catalyst to put those games over there, based on the Reddit they see people say. So it's like you can't celebrate even if they do that because if you claim to hate Xbox games so much, then it shouldn't sell not one copy over there. Because remember, Xbox makes trash games, right? Right? Bethesda, Starfield, all that shit, right? So based on y'all own historic logic, you should not buy one copy. So if you're celebrating this shit and you've been a hardcore PlayStation fanboy, you a fucking hypocrite. You understand? If it turned out to be true. That's my thing. So
Hey,
it is what it is.
All right,
salute to Tim
I
Dog.
want to hear
Handed him bite him
Salute
in the
Tim Dog.
ass.
I
Salute to
want
you, Tim Dog.
a
Um,
couple. Yeah, well, Jay, I just want you to speak right now. I got Neuer as the co-host, so he can add people. See money. I have you Game Pass. When people drop, we will let you in. But obviously, who's in here right now? They're at they waited their time so they can speak. And I think we got a good bunch of people here. But Neuer, I gave you the those you're open to do any of that. But I want to hear Jay. What's going on in your head? Um, what do you think? How crazy's Twitter been? It's been pretty
hey
big.
man, listen, I'm gonna tell you the rumors have been going on for about a month. All
Nah, but Jay,
January.
you're hilarious, nigga.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, you already
like
know.
something is wrong with you, bro. Like I think you have a problem.
Hey,
Like I be see your tweets, I be like, something is wrong with this
hey,
nigga. Like
you know Twitter. You know Twitter is my domain. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
You know that's
understand.
my
And I
playground.
know you be trolling, right? But I'm like, bruh, like he be saying the dumbest shit, but in such a funny, in the funniest way, right? You can't
Bro,
help but I'm like, bruh, what is wrong with this guy? Like, you know, how many people be
J-Dub,
sending me
bro.
tweets
Unblock
like,
me,
look at
bro. I
this,
don't know why I'm blocked.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm blocked
bruh.
too. What did I
Hey,
do?
hey, listen. If you are blocked,
He's one of my. I ain't gonna lie.
it may not be something you did. It may be something that somebody that you follow or something. I'll go down a list and I'll just
Like you
depending
see,
on what
I
day.
put most of my
If
energies
you
into my
want to be
spaces, but I
unblocked
might
right
have to
now,
get back into
DM me.
trolling on the timeline
If
Yeah,
you
back
want to be
like back in the
unblocked
day.
right now, DM me and I'll hook it up.
yeah, yeah. Y'all go through Tim. Listen,
Jay's
it,
always been a funny guy, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, J Dub. Tell me how you feel about this
I want
in
to hear.
a clear,
I,
concise way.
I got okay. So I got two minds. I'm gonna give you two perspectives. I got two minds for it. You know, my PlayStation side, I'm like, yeah, I got your games. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna brag, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, all the same shit, right? You know, but I'm gonna be honest. From an Xbox point of view perspective, this is it really is the worst case scenario because I know people like my brother Tim, Uni, all y'all, my brother Post Up and my brother Sean and all y'all down there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Noah, all y'all that I podcast with and been friends with for years.
I'm gonna have to go on a
Y'all been
podcast this week,
listen.
man. I'm gonna have to go on some podcast, man. Cause
You got to listen. Y'all, real talk. Y'all have been dedicated to Xbox. Y'all spend all of this money on the hardware. Yeah, y'all know I have to, right?
Yeah.
And been waiting for them to finally get games and finally get their shit together, finally get their investments together, finally get things cranking out, got a roadmap, got everything ready, got the world's most powerful console, got all of this stuff ready and teed up to go. Just for them to say, yeah, we're gonna change. We're gonna have a change of direction. We're gonna give all of these games that we got ready. We're gonna give them to everybody.
You know
So
that
that
meme with Dave Chappelle when he like, "Gotcha, bitch." Like that's how
yeah,
it feels, right?
listen, that it really like if anything, I'm gonna be honest. At least let those games come out. Let y'all enjoy the games, right? And let y'all be like, okay, now I finally got my money worth out of this Xbox Series X. I finally got, the series. I finally got my money's worth. All of this waiting I've did last generation, all of these promises, wait to E3 every single year for the last decade has finally paid off, and now you're gonna take all of these games, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I don't want to go into the semantics about, well, maybe this will come. It's just it don't really matter. I'll be honest, it really don't matter. It should be zero games going to PlayStation,
Because
right?
PlayStation gives zero games to Xbox and Nintendo ain't gonna give them shit. So I'm like, here's the
No,
crazy part.
absolutely,
It feels like
absolutely.
as an Xbox only gamer, if you're an Xbox only gamer and you see that Xbox is sharing all their great games and IPs with their rival platform, while simultaneously their rival platform are giving them zip, zero, nada, nothing,
Yeah.
right? It just makes you feel like, bro, you're the a second class citizen of the gaming community.
Well, and
You're a
here's the
yeah.
thing. Phil just came out in an interview late last year saying that he wanted to clear up some stuff because he don't want the fans, he don't want them to have to guess what games do this and that, and he want the clarity. He doesn't want his, the fans to feel like second class. He literally just said that. And I clip everything. I keep receipts on everything. He literally just said that, and for something like this to come out is like, wow, like literally everything we've been arguing about for the last decade, all of this stuff has led up to a point where you're just gonna go third party,
Give
basically.
up.
And I'm just saying, like, give the fan base something. It's something like, dang, I just feel
At least
like,
Sega was broke when they had to leave. Like Microsoft is richer than ever.
yeah.
So it's like that's the
Well, and that's even worse, right? That's even worse. You wait until you get the world's richest company status. You wait till your profits and everything is through the roof where there's no excuse to, yeah, the timing on this shit, I'm gonna be honest, the timing on this can't be any, like, they can't have chose a worse time. A worse time for
what you mean, like
everything.
Black History Month?
Ooh, listen. I ain't listen. Listen. I'm gonna be honest.
Man, if
I
they,
do not
I am
want
watching.
them.
I better not see Sarah
I
Bond
do
say a
not want.
fucking
I do
thing.
listen. I do not want them to send Sarah Bun out there to get these lashes and these punches and
Exactly. Yeah,
kicks.
these
Now, don't do
incels.
that. She don't
Yeah, these
deserve.
incels sending her
She
death
don't
threats and
deserve
shit.
that.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, she
she don't
don't deserve
deserve
it
that.
in
She
Black
just
History
got in
Month
that
at all.
position.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
We
guys.
want
Like
the
I think
person. We
I
want
think
the person who spent the last decade telling us
Yeah, soaking up all
they.
the praise. The
The guy
Yes.
savior of
that
Xbox.
said that
Yes.
Bethesda games were gonna be exclusive, I want him to go back on it and say,
okay,
Thank
but
you.
"Never
Thank you. In
mind."
hear me
Black
out,
History Month, he needs to walk out there. Exactly. What the
guys.
So,
news
so
look
let me let
like.
me let me so let me ask y'all
The
dudes this, right?
motherfucker that lied to us
Yeah,
2 years
dude,
ago.
like let's
So
leave.
so let,
Let's give some time to Ariel. She's been raising her hand for a while.
all right, feel
Go
free.
ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna say this before I get going because I have to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to film. Let's just keep in mind here that PlayStation does port its games over to PC and Xbox. Let's not forget Death Stranding. Let's not forget Returnal. It came to PC as well. A lot of their games are coming to PC as well as Nintendo. Actually, I feel like a lot of their games are going to start being doubly ported. That's just a theory I have. But the only platform that does not have exclusivity as at this point is Xbox, and that's the main one that we're focusing on right now because that's the one that has been stirring up in most of the controversy. That's the whole reason why we're even having this space to begin with. I feel like is because since they just got the acquisition, they just got everything sorted out with. They're the ones who are in hot water because not being transparent with their fans and not being transparent with their consumers. So it's not really a point of is Xbox going to not deliver on their promises? They're going to deliver and they're going to make absolutely incredible products. It's just a matter of they're not going to retain people's trust anymore.
I
Well,
agree.
you're
Agreed.
gonna be
Yep.
sitting there. You're gonna be sitting there,
Need
right?
more
We're all
clarity.
gonna be sitting there with an Xbox Series S and an Xbox Series X, and nothing that's worthwhile. In theory, there's nothing that's worthwhile for us to not having that. I mean, if you ask somebody, "Hey, you buy a PS5, you can play all the PS5 games, all the Sony exclusives, all the big bangers, blockbusters games, and shit
Couple
like that." But you
because
can,
everybody
but
thinks
on
that
top of
all of
that,
the
you can still
Xbox
play your
games.
Halos, your Gears, and your Forza, and everything. Like, why would you stick to just one console
and, and you know what?
when
Some
you?
people were saying that Game Pass you get all the game, but I'm like, let's be honest with each other, people.
Yeah,
Nobody plays all the games on Game Pass.
yeah. Let's cap.
Nobody plays
Yeah,
every single
yeah,
game that Microsoft brings
yeah.
out. So
Agreed.
to pretend that you have the
Exactly.
time or even the mental fortitude to play
Yeah,
all the games as they come out every year, that's a lie.
yeah,
You wouldn't even have a backlog.
yeah.
So
Majority of
knowing
those
that,
games
I,
are old,
I agree
old
knowing
with
that,
games
that.
that are
like,
already
so
been.
what I'm
I just
trying to
want to
say
say
is
for me
if
though, it's just about being able to use Game Pass for the like 6 to 8 exclusives that I like from Xbox per gen
and that's
instead of
fine, but you
buying
can do
them
that
Yeah,
on a
full
PC.
price.
Right. So this
Yeah,
is the
but I'm
thing,
not a
right?
PC
Going
gamer
to what
though. If I was a PC
going to
gamer, I
what
wouldn't
you
have bought the
saying, Brad,
Series
right?
X.
Okay, you're a TV gamer, right? You can play from
Yeah,
your TV.
yeah, you can say that.
So
All
going
you
going on
get.
what you said, Brad, right? If
Yeah,
a lot of people in here parents, a lot of people got kids, a lot of people. If you a smart shopper in life itself, right? We ain't about to sit up here and act like having the access to Game Pass. They literally gave out about $9,000 in games last year, $9,000, right? You ain't gonna play every game on there, but by that hypocritical logic, I can ask you, why do you have Hulu? Why do you have Netflix? Why do you have Amazon Prime? Right? Why do you have fucking Peacock, Paramount Plus? Surely ain't gonna watch every movie on there, right? You understand? So this is what I'm saying. When you talk about this shit in truth and facts and logic, right, from an
interesting
adult
comparison.
standpoint, right? You're probably never gonna watch all that shit, but you get it because it's a value, right? I think Disney Plus at one point in time was fucking like $5. That's why we got it for my daughter, them, right? So we can't say Game Pass, you could get it. Nah, come on, dog. By that logic, if we're gonna use that logic, then PlayStation is supposed to be the most popular console in the world, right? Yet fucking 1% of them bought Ration and Clean, right? It really didn't even make a profit till it went to PC. But you know how many people try to use that game as a marketing and selling point as to why they invest in the PS5 when most of y'all didn't even buy the shit, right? So that's what we got to stop at, right? Regardless of what happens with this shit, that Xbox Game Pass still gonna put everything else to shame from a gamer standpoint. My kids don't give a fuck about exclusivity. Most people kids here don't give a fuck about exclusivity. Most people in the world, not really gonna care about exclusivity if they get access to high quality games. All that Xbox needs qualities, stop it. Fucking PlayStation gave out one first party title last year, and it was the buggiest AAA release I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I have one question.
They ain't no
Wait,
fanboy
wait, wait.
shit.
Hold up, hold up,
That ain't
hold up,
no
hold up, bro.
listen. That ain't no fanboy shit. That ain't no cap. We seen
I
the
have one
Spider-Man
question.
bugs day one. This motherfucker fusing through bricks, getting electrocuted, falling out buildings, turning into sugar cubes because they know they target audience. All kind of shit was going on, right? So we can't sit up here and cap like Sony got the fucking quality. No, they don't, bro. They gave you one game last year, and the motherfucker was super buggy. And yes, I am thoughtful of fucking Redfall. Yes, Redfall came out. It was not the buggiest game in the world. Could have used a little bit of AI tuning. Could have used the 60 frames and all that other shit. But when it comes to sheer fucking bugs, Spider-Man took the cake. Right? But you didn't
If
hear about that shit in the reviews though, did you? Because they
if
was rushing to
most
get that
people
motherfucker a 9,
if
right?
most people don't care about exclusives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Xbox being outsold by Nintendo and PlayStation?
No, I just told okay, so
Well,
by your logic again, right?
I
How
mean,
many copies did Ratchet and Clank sell?
That's not what I'm trying to tell you. Ratchet and Clank is
No,
one exclusive. They have a lot. So my
how many
point is,
copies? How many
you
copies
gotta.
did
if
how many
people
copies did
don't
Final
care
Fantasy
about
16
exclusives,
sell?
why is Microsoft struggling to sell hardware?
Again, how many
You
how many
gotta.
copies
Because
did
of
Final
stupid
Fantasy
ass
16
discussions
sell?
like this,
But
honestly.
I asked you a question.
Yeah.
You responded to me back with another
Well, your
question.
question is
You have
below
to.
your question.
You have
The
to
question
add
you asking
supply
me,
onto that too, though. You can't just look
yeah,
at games. You
the
gotta look
question
at
you're
supply
asking me is
comparisons.
beneath what I'm
Yeah.
asking you, right? I said
The
when it comes
question
to
that
my
I'm
kids don't care
asking
about
you is
exclusivity.
beneath what you're asking
No,
me.
it is because my kids don't give a fuck about exclusivity.
That's
Oh
fine.
Parents
my
of kids
god.
don't give
But
a fuck about
again,
exclusivity, right? So if
most
you're gonna
gamers
if you're
are
gonna
not
ask
kids
if
though.
exclusivity is so
Most gamers are in
important,
their
again,
30s.
if exclusivity is so important, how many copies did Final Fantasy 16 sell on the PS5, despite them bragging about it? How
Guys,
many copies?
What are you trying to say? What does that have?
I'm asking
guys,
you a question, right? I'm
wait,
asking
wait,
you a
wait, wait,
question that
wait. Like, no, 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 no,
supersedes.
no, no, no. Like,
I'm
guys,
asking you a
like,
question that
what
supersedes
is,
what you asked me.
what are you trying to argue? What is the
I don't
point? Because,
understand it either.
like, what is the
You,
point? What are you trying to argue?
no, he asked me a stupid fucking question, right? You said if most people don't
What?
care about
No,
exclusivity,
it was. It
what about
wasn't.
Nintendo,
It
right?
wasn't stupid.
I've been made this point. Nintendo outsells both of them, right? Damn near
How? Why?
4-1 when it comes to exclusivity.
Why? Why?
Nintendo games are only available on Nintendo. Nintendo games actually worth
But you
buying
said
and playing.
exclusive don't matter.
PlayStation's for Nintendo, it does, not for PlayStation.
No,
Right?
Not for
exclusive play a
PlayStation.
role.
No, we're
So you saying
talking
PlayStation is
about
outselling Microsoft
PlayStation.
because they don't have
We're
exclusive?
talking about PlayStation and
You have to look
Xbox,
at the
right?
appeal
Right
of
or
the
wrong,
Switch
right?
too. Because if it was just exclusives, Wii U would have been
Nah,
hot.
dude. Like,
Switch,
I think
Switch.
we're talking
Go
about
ahead.
everything and nothing. Like, let's give some
True.
time to other people.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
give
we're in
time to
circle.
other people.
Exclusive doesn't mean
Exclusivity when it comes to
everything.
Nintendo. When it comes to Nintendo, exclusivity matters. That's the only console you can buy to play fucking Mario, fucking Pokemon, Zelda, and all that, right? But
What
we're talking
console
about
can
the
you
ones
buy to
in
play God of
competition.
War?
Say it again.
What console can you buy to play God of War?
You know how many copies of the first 3 God of War sold, bro? How many?
That you see, you're asking a question to respond to a question.
Did you buy God of War? You got a PlayStation?
Yes.
How many
Anything
copies
else?
of God of War sell, bro? If it's that
How
important.
do I know? Why would I care?
So I'm gonna educate you, bro. That's why you're not a fucking gamer compared to me. We can run that shit
I'm not a
anytime
gamer
you want
because
to,
I
bro.
do not
Listen.
know how
The
much.
PS4, listen.
Can I just say
Let me
something real
educate.
quick?
Let me
I'm not
educate
a
you.
gamer because
Let
I
me
do not know
educate
how
you,
much
bro. Let me
copies
let me
God of
educate you. You
War
say you don't
sold.
know. You say
Can I
you
say
don't know.
something
So
real
let me
quick about the
educate you.
sales?
Tim, please jump in.
You say
The
you don't.
pure,
You say you don't know. So let me educate you, right?
the
Let me
pure
educate you.
number of sales is not what's the most important here. When you have even 10 million sales, that gets people to jump on a console and then they tell their friends. That's where the big exclusivity play comes in. It's not just in pure terms of numbers. You get
Cool,
one
let's take
person
that
on,
logic.
you get a whole friend group.
You
So
get
let's
people to
use your
invest in
logic,
the
right?
It's
console.
word of mouth.
Let's use your logic, right? The PS4 sold 117 million consoles, right or wrong? Y'all know that? 117 million consoles, right? How many copies of God of War sell? 20 million, right? So roughly fucking 85, 90% of the people that claim they love the PlayStation for exclusivity didn't even buy the motherfucking game.
But that's buying
Right?
though. How many people got the game from their friend or game shared or did something like that or bought it second hand
Hold on, but still, if
Craigslist?
90% of your fan base doesn't buy the fuck, if 90% of your fan base doesn't buy
But
the
let's
games
say
you're
50
telling us
million
that
out of it,
it's
let's say
worth buying a
half of them
fucking
played the
console
game.
for, how can you make an argument for exclusivity if most of the people who own the console
But
are not buying the
Because
game?
it gets people.
but let's say
It's the
let's say
baseline.
half of them,
It's
let's
what
say 50
starts.
million people
Hold on,
played the
one at a
game.
time. One at a time.
Let's
What
say,
do you say?
hold up, let's say
It's
50
really
million people played the game, right?
Right.
Like only 20 million bought it, but some people shared it, some people lent it to their friends, some people bought it secondhand or whatever the case may be. 50 million played it. That's over 50 million people played a game that's only available on PlayStation.
You
You're
using
gonna tell me that
hypotheticals.
that's not a
Okay.
big thing?
You're using hypotheticals, and how does that help PlayStation? If that was true. Now, that's not true, but if that was the case, right, how does that help PlayStation at all?
Okay, here's the facts.
Differentiates the brand.
Microsoft
No.
has
Answer
been.
my question. Answer my question. How
What's
does
your
it help
Because
question?
PlayStation?
they have to own a PlayStation to play it.
Thank you,
So you're
sir.
telling me two
Whoever just
people,
said that.
you're telling, explain your logic, right? You're telling me,
What?
Dude,
hold
there's
on,
no
listen,
logic that has
based
to
on
be
what you just,
explained. Why are you making such a
based on what you just
horrible
said to me,
argument?
right? You said, let's say 50 million people played God of War, right? But
Oh
only
my god.
fucking 50 million people played God of War, but it's sold
Only
what 20
only 20
million?
million. Yes.
How the fuck did that help PlayStation then? You're in a 30 million deficit. What are you
Because the
talking about?
other 30 million had to buy a PlayStation just to play it.
That you're giving a
You're
hypothetical that didn't even happen. That's
you're
not how that
making
happened.
you're
But we
making
know that more people played the game than bought it, correct? You never lent a game from your brother or
Bro,
your cousin?
so this is why I'm telling you what you just asked me is below what I'm saying to you. You got
Below?
117 million PlayStations. The game that y'all love to brag about, right? We're talking about exclusivity, right? Let's keep that on your brain, right? Keep that on your mind, right? If we're talking about exclusivity sells consoles, yada, yada, yada. This is a single player game with no microtransactions. It's not live service. There's no reason to continue to invest in the fucking game after you beat it at all. It only sold about 20 million out of 117 million
Only?
fucking people. Yes. If you're
Okay,
gonna
so how
brag
many
to me,
games for
listen.
Xbox sold 20 million?
That's irrelevant. If you're gonna brag to me
How
like
is that
PlayStation
irrelevant?
is the
No, no,
greatest,
no, 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 no.
you
you
Let's
can't
go
cannot
back.
brag to
exclusive.
me.
Let's
You
go back.
cannot
How is that
brag to me.
irrelevant? How
You
many
can. I'm
games
gonna
for
tell you. I'm
Xbox
gonna tell
sold
you
20
right
million?
now. I'm gonna
No,
tell
no,
you right now,
I'll tell
bro.
you right now.
You
No,
gotta
tell
stop.
me.
You gotta stop jabbing, bro. Because when it comes
Tell
to this
me.
fact shit, you is not me, bro. If you got
Bro, you can't tell me?
117 million motherfucking consoles, nigga, and your game only sold 20 million, yet most of the motherfuckers is bragging about your exclusivity, you are frauds. You are not gamers. You cannot tell me. You cannot brag about we're number one for
The
console sales.
people who brag
What
about
are you talking
117
about
million.
exclusivity on
bragging?
I'm not
Twitter,
talking to you. I'm not talking. I'm
the
talking to
people
him.
you talk
You
to
can't
who
tell
see
me there's
brag about
117
exclusivity,
million
the
fucking
people on
PS4
this app,
consoles, but you
the
only sell
people
20
on this
million.
app
That means
are the
90% of the fucking
hardcore,
people do not buy your console for the exclusives that
the
you so
hardcore
often
So why
brag
didn't
about.
they
genuine.
buy
That
an
makes
Xbox
no
then?
Okay,
sense.
this is the last thing.
Okay.
Can I just say one
Wait.
thing? And
Hold up, everybody. Hold up. If they don't buy the PlayStation for the exclusive, why the fuck didn't they go and buy the Xbox?
What's the most popular game on the fucking PlayStation, bro? Since you
Call
want
of
to argue
Duty.
exclusivity.
NBA and Call of Duty.
There you go. Right. What's the most popular exclusive?
I don't know which one,
Shit,
but that
Spider-Man.
doesn't.
Okay. No.
What does that have to? What does that have to do with anything?
No.
Uni, let me say
Answer the
this. Let me
question.
say this.
Answer the
It answers
question.
this question.
Most
Let-
people buy the console for the exclusives,
let fucker
and
speak.
you can
But
bundle
The
in
that's
multi-pack.
false. That's
the
false.
hardcore fan base, the people you see on Twitter, the people that love hyping up God of War, those
Mhm.
are the first buyers of the console. They are the people there at launch. The second the PS4 came out, they are the people buying it. They lay down the groundwork and then they tell all their friends, "This is the console we're playing on." That builds out. You have to have the hardcore base there first. It's so
That's not how
simple.
that
I don't
works
see
at
what
all.
what are we
Yeah, it is.
What do you
arguing
mean?
about
That is
here?
What do you
not.
mean? The history
That's
is
not
there.
how. If you arguing for a fucking exclusivity, right? What's the
Yes,
biggest exclusive on
exclusivity builds
PlayStation
a
right now?
player base around it. Even if
Yeah,
not every
No.
single
Okay,
person
Ain't
even
nobody
cares
answered the
about the
question yet. Not,
exclusives.
not one of
why
y'all.
is the iPhone so successful if exclusivity doesn't matter?
What? Hold on. How the fuck does that make sense, bro?
What do you mean? What?
iOS.
Yo.
You're
Hold
gonna
on. What's exclusive to the iPhone, bro? Tell me something.
iOS.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
What's
tell me
exclusive
something.
to the iPhone?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me something. I used to root
Bruh,
phones, bro. I break
I
phones.
can't
I know
save you,
everything
bruh.
about
I
fucking
was
phones, my
gonna say
nigga.
I
that
can't save
iOS.
you,
What the
bruh.
fuck?
Operating system.
I'm not going this. Yeah, I'm not going there with
Okay,
him, bruh.
do you know the
I'm
target
not
audience
doing
for
this.
iPhones? Do you since
Okay.
universe,
Someone.
you
Okay.
smart, right, bro?
Stop. This
I'm
is
not doing this,
the
bruh.
worst
Do you know
argument
the
I've ever
target
been a
audience for
part of.
Yeah,
iPhones?
I'm about to pull out, bruh. Y'all
Yeah,
got
that's
this.
all you can do against me, bro. You know that. We
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
this
Bro,
exactly.
anytime.
You
We can
win.
do this anytime, bro.
Man, he
You
already
win,
We
put
can
guy.
do this
everybody.
anytime, bro.
You win, my guy.
Someone else, please.
I think
Dudes
everyone.
gonna argue, but can't tell me the target audience for a fucking phone. Crazy.
All right. Say something. Alucard. Say a joke, man.
Somebody speak.
the
Or
I'll
uh,
see
Xbox
y'all.
or
I'll
brand.
see y'all in my space at tomorrow morning,
Yeah,
10 o'clock.
And
Right?
all right.
I'm out.
anytime you wanna
Uni,
do
you
this,
don't want
let
to
me
Unless
know,
leave
bro.
yet.
I get you C money, I'm gonna
Why
get
not?
you too.
Listen, I appreciate you Xbox dudes talking about PlayStation, but nah, we not. Y'all can't rep us. Let me got this. Let me handle this. Let me do
All right,
this
bro.
education.
All right, Puerto.
All
Go
right,
ahead, my
Oh
guy.
man, this
all
motherfucker.
right. Let me tell you something. All right. So Beast makes the point
He's not.
about God of War only selling 20 million, right?
Only
Yeah,
20
cool.
million, yeah.
Now, guess what? Not everybody likes God of War, but that
Facts.
doesn't mean they won't buy Horizon Zero Dawn in exclusive. But now, hold
The
up.
game is not
Let me
good.
let me work. Let me work.
Go ahead, let
You
him work
understand?
and I'll
You know what
respond
I'm
to him. Go
saying?
ahead,
Let
bro.
him cook.
But
Let the man cook.
not everybody likes Horizon Zero Dawn. But they'll get Spider Man in exclusive.
Mhm.
Me, I don't even like Gran Turismo. I don't like driving games. Everybody knows that. I can't stand driving games. I don't buy Gran Turismo. But somebody else is buying Gran Turismo, an exclusive. See, what you fail to see is the
No, I
portfolio.
don't fail to see
Listen,
nothing. Just say what you're
listen.
saying, bro. I
The
got you. I got
portfolio
you.
of exclusives is what is attracting various gamers with different tastes. You're looking at just one game representing the entire body of the PlayStation guys, but you're right. Not
No, I'm
listen,
not. So you
but
misconstrued
not
that.
no. You just said it
Nah,
yourself.
he's spitting,
You have
bro.
117 million PlayStation gamers, but only
Hmm.
20 million bought God of War. That's because there are gamers
Right.
that don't like God of War. But that doesn't
Okay,
listen.
cool.
But that doesn't mean they don't like another PlayStation exclusive.
You know your logic applies to every console, right?
Okay. Well, that it does. It
Okay.
actually does
So see,
apply to every
so this
console.
this is the thing. This is the thing when I talk to y'all, right? My name is my name for a reason, bro. I never lost arguments against none of you niggas and never will, right? Everything you saying applies to Xbox and fucking Nintendo and fucking PC by that logic,
Yes.
right? So for y'all who love to talk about gaming sales and console sales, if you say, well, Starfield didn't sell X, Y, and Z, well, everybody doesn't like Starfield. Forza didn't sell X, Y, Z. Well, everybody doesn't like Forza. But here's an ace in my sleeve, right? You got Game Pass. So why the fuck would you buy a game if you can get it for free through a
No. So
subscription,
now you switch the
right?
argument. All
So
right. The argument was played. No.
no, that's
Listen.
not switching the argument. I just answered
No.
your exact.
No, you did
I just
not.
matched your
You did
fucking
not
logic, right?
answer. You didn't answer
You
anything.
just told
Okay.
me, right?
I'm
You just said
explaining to
everybody's
you.
not going to
No, I'm
get,
explaining to you your theory or your.
but you're not
Listen,
explaining
I'm
nothing. I
explaining
just
to you.
told you what you
No.
said applies to Xbox.
No. Your argument.
What don't you
Listen.
understand?
What don't you understand? I explained to you why exclusives are.
Everything you
I
just said
just
applies to every
explained to
console
you
on the planet,
why
right or wrong, bro.
PlayStation is exclusive according to the PlayStation. You try to
That doesn't make any sense.
you try to use one game. When I'm trying to tell you is
No, I didn't.
yes you did because you brought up God of War. What you fail to
Yeah,
realize,
you have the patience of a saint.
is the
You can't.
culmination of all exclusives will attract different gamers because there's going to be some games they
So
like.
let me ask you this, bro.
There's going to be some
If
games.
no, ain't no
There's going to
shush,
be
right?
some.
If ain't
There's
no
going to
shush.
be some games.
If I ask any
There is
PlayStation fan,
going to
right?
be some games you don't like, and there's going to be some games you do
Cool,
like.
but that applies
And
to
when that
everything,
game is exclusive, then guess what?
right?
You're going to get that platform. Now the
Cool, but that applies to everything, right?
argument is not whether it applies to other platforms. That's not the argument because no one said that exclusives didn't matter for Xbox. No one said that. You're trying to say exclusives don't matter for PlayStation, which you're wrong.
Exclusivity doesn't matter as much as you try to make it seem, because if that was the case, your exclusivity would be the highest paid games, but they're not.
It's not that it matters the most. It matters though. Right? Like there's a
Listen,
part of
if
the pie.
exclusive didn't matter, then what the fuck is the space for?
What's the
What's the
highest?
fucking
What's
point of the space then?
Exactly.
Listen,
Touche.
listen, I came in this
We
space
had
and
a
I heard a
whole
lot of
5-hour
motherfuckers in their
space with
feelings, bro.
1,000 people
This
for
my thing.
exclusives
Listen.
don't
I came
matter?
in. Listen, hold on. Listen, my nigga. This my problem with y'all, bro. Y'all love to talk, but y'all
1400.
make no fucking sense,
I
my
already
nigga. I
made
came in this
sense.
space. I heard a lot of people.
Everybody
Listen, I heard a lot of
understands.
niggas in their feelings, bro.
Everybody.
Nobody has to get
listen.
disrespectful. I don't
I came in,
understand it.
ain't nothing about
It
disrespect,
doesn't
bro.
matter.
Because you disrespect niggas all the time. That's why I checked your bitch ass
Am
at
I
that party, bro.
You
Like,
see now
listen, right? No, you
The
now I'm a bitch
conversation's
ass,
disrespect,
over.
right?
bro.
Now
That's
you're
why I
just
checked
gonna
you, bro.
Now I'm a
backpedal,
So
bitch
listen,
Now
ass.
you're just gonna
this my
backpedal.
thing, right?
Now you
So
check.
let me
How can you check
let me
me?
holler at Porter Rock, right? Let me holler at you, right? And this is some for respectful shit. I don't know you like that, bro. So ain't no reason to disrespect you, bro. But when it comes to other homeboy, he already know what it is with me, bro. So based on what you just said, right? Everything you said applies to every other console. Yes, exclusivity could matter to some people, but you cannot have 90% of your fan base saying this is one of the greatest games of all time, but only 20% of them buy it out of 117 million, right? That's where hypocrisy comes in. So nobody ever said exclusivity doesn't matter to a degree. I didn't make this space. I didn't come in arguing that dumbass motherfucking point. If anything, I came in and told niggas to stop fucking doom and glooming because they did this shit 100 times before, right? This shit is about films when it should be about fucking fact. My thing with PlayStation, has it historically made some pretty cool fucking games? Yes and no, because most of us did not buy the PlayStation because of fucking exclusives back on the PS1 and PS2. We bought games because, oh shit, this is Tekken. Oh, this is Armored Core. This is Suikoden. This is Front Mission.
We
Oh,
bought it
that's on
because it
that
was the only
PlayStation.
shit to
We
buy.
got it.
Many of those
We're
games were
talking
Say it
about
again.
exclusive.
Xbox, not
Many of those
PlayStation.
games were
We bought
exclusives
an
during that
Xbox
time, bro. And let me ask you
for
this:
the
this is the
space.
point.
No,
Hold
no,
up, hold
no.
up. You said
But it
an
wasn't a
exclusive.
Listen, hold on. I got you. I
No, but
got you. You can respond. They weren't because of Sony. That's what you failed to
who
see. It wasn't because
cares?
of Sony's
Who
prowess. No,
cares?
it was because it was only available
No.
on the fucking
In other
console.
words,
There was no
exclusive.
exclusivity
Listen,
war.
there was exclusivity war. You think,
Yo, guys,
There was
guys,
no
bro?
guys,
One of
exclusivity
the
guys.
war
big,
back then.
bro.
What are you
One of
talking
the
about, bro?
biggest moves when Final Fantasy left, Nintendo went to PlayStation. That shit was huge. The fuck is you talking about?
For
It was
who?
What do you
fucking
For
mean
hold on,
massive.
wait.
whoa,
Yo,
this
we're
dude,
You
going in
talking
dog.
to a
circles, guys,
dude?
This
guys,
dude
Hey,
guys.
not
Like,
bugging
only
like,
out.
let's
PS1,
guys.
For
PlayStation
We're going
didn't
in
who?
help.
circles. Can we please let? Let
Here's
What was
the one thing.
what was your
Here's the
first
one
guys,
thing.
console,
calm
bro?
down.
Here's the one thing
Guys,
I noticed about
guys.
you. Here's the
Hey, calm down.
Hey,
here,
listen, I don't
no,
think
no.
they trying to let me and you argue in their space. But anytime you want to do this,
No.
bro, any
Real
of y'all,
quick
it does
question,
not matter
because
to
this
me,
is the
bro.
point.
It does not matter to me.
90% of
Yeah,
PlayStation, arguing for exclusives. You telling me you talk to 90 million
right.
gamers? You talk to 90 million gamers.
We're going
No.
by we're going by proving fucking them. The PS4 sold
Or
117 million consoles. The PS2 sold 159 million. Right? God of War 1, 2, and 3 sold within 4 million and 4.5 million apiece. Clearly, nobody bought a fucking PS2 for no fucking God of War because you add all of them up, it's still a minuscule compared to
what are
entire
you
posterity.
talking
But I don't
about?
even
I
think.
just
Bro,
explained to
what is
you.
Yeah.
the argument
Listen,
here?
I
What
just
is the
explained
argument?
to you.
What?
Like
I don't think
I don't know
you
how
understand what
to
the fuck
explain
I'm
it
saying
any
to
other
you.
way. Listen, I just
There's
told
no
you
argument.
not everybody's gonna play God of War. But those people that
And
don't
it's
like
By
God of
your
War,
multi-channel
logic, you can
listen,
never talk shit about an Xbox
I'm
game
gonna say it
again.
slowly. Not
By
everybody
your logic,
will
you can
like
never
God of
talk shit
War,
about an Xbox game
but they
again.
will
Then.
go buy.
No, like, dude, this is how we're gonna do this, man. I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute to make your argument, and then I'm gonna give time to the other guy, and then we're done with this. You go first, Beast. Take it. 1 minute, dude. 1 minute. I mean it.
I don't know who the fuck you is, nigga, so don't talk to me like that. But I got the 1 minute, right? So here's the thing, right?
Yo,
Based
keep
on
his
what you
ass
just
to
said,
10.
He's a call.
listen.
Come on.
117. Hey, TimDog, whenever, bro, whatever, let me know, bro, because clearly you know how I am with these niggas, bro. So
Just
when it
go
comes to
ahead, man. You're
exclusivity, I
fire.
told you that shit matters to some people. You cannot tell me that fucking, okay, everybody doesn't like God of War, everybody doesn't like Horizon. So why the fuck do y'all open your mouth about Xbox games that don't sell? I can easily do a cop-out and says everybody doesn't like fucking Force, everybody doesn't like Starfield, but you're not going to take that. You're going to say nobody wants those games. So when I throw your exact same logic back at your fucking ass, you don't want to understand, you don't want to listen. This is why I offer you niggas the fade, the bait, whatever the fuck you want to any other time. But I'm blocked by most of you niggas because all y'all come up here doing is fucking cap and line, run your fucking mouth, right? Not one of you niggas has made a solid fucking point, and nobody down there would agree with you. You niggas are fucking fanboys, man. This
Bro,
is why I be
your
trying to
argument
talk
makes
to
no
you niggas,
sense.
and you don't want to talk, right? You asking me a fucking question, but you will not reflect it to yourself in the mirror because you're scared of the answer. PlayStation's been irrelevant for so fucking long, bro. Y'all running off nostalgia. And I'm telling you this as a nigga that supersedes you as a PlayStation fan. That's facts, bro. But they don't want to do this here. So anytime any of you motherfuckers ready, from Uni to Puerto Rock to J-Dub, any of you niggas, we can do this any other time. No fucking time limit, no rushes. And I'll eat through all you niggas.
We don't
Easy.
argue with.
All right, Porto, you go.
1 minute, bro.
Puerto Rock, go ahead.
All right. Hey, all you did was just talk garbage, bro. You got smoked. Today, people actually learned the truth. All right. Okay. People learned the truth. That is the culmination of exclusives that helps
Like
us
I said, let me know
consoles.
when you want to do this,
All
bro.
right. No. Did I talk while you were talking? No.
I don't give a fuck
Listen,
what you
it's
did, bro. But
simple.
you clearly you
It's
gonna duck the
simple.
one on
It's
one. But go
simple.
ahead.
It's
Disrespect no
simple.
shit.
Time for Puerto Rock, dude. Time for Puerto Rock. 1 minute. Let's let him talk. You go, Puerto Rock. 1 minute.
Yo, Puerto.
You
Puerto
guys
Rock.
broke him. Good job.
Puerto Rock, dude.
Oh,
1 minute.
Bro, thank God that dumbass fucking
Rock is
argument was
probably
over.
talking right now, thinking he's on speaker. He's like, you fucking this and that.
You have to
Go ahead, come
unmute
off your speaker,
yourself.
make your point. I ain't gonna interrupt you, bro. Go ahead
All
and
right.
cap.
What
Anytime you
happened?
want to get smoked, let me know.
So what are we doing? Listen, you just simply got smoked. Everybody learn exclusives are important. You're the only dummy because your
Nib, I
consoles is
take
dog
it. We
shit.
get you
All
in.
right, you crying over something that's a failed project. Even Phil
I'm
Spencer
gonna
said
dummy
you
off.
don't
Fuck
matter.
you up, bro.
It's
Chill with
done.
that.
All right, it's done, bro. Go take your midget gloves and go back to the gym. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
What do you,
All
hold on?
right,
What do you mean
your
midget
shit is
gloves? Explain
bullshit.
that. Explain
Your
that.
shit is bullshit.
What are you
All
getting
right, your
personal?
weight
So
is light.
what do you
You
mean
talk
midget
light.
gloves? What do you mean?
None of your points make. All right.
No. Let's go
Period.
back
No,
there.
no, no, no,
Midget,
What do you
no.
mean
midget,
midget
Even
gloves?
if I
midget,
did
meaning
explain it, you
lacking in
wouldn't
vertical
understand
height.
anyway. So
Hey,
what
You
the
know,
fuck would
midget
be the point?
Hold on. Midget gloves,
y'all
right?
gotta kick these
matching in
motherfuckers.
I'm
yeah.
listen. I'm pretty sure I'm bigger than you. Can fight better than you and everything else is like my nigga. If you can put
We
your Twitter
we
account on
seen
that
your
shit.
picture, nigga.
Listen,
You ain't
if
big
you
in no
want it,
fashion.
if you wanted to put let's
Why
do
does it
this right. We
always
can
go
do
off the
this right.
rails, man? Why?
Listen, hold on. No, I'm gonna keep it respectful, right? Anything y'all niggas ever said about improve wrong. This is why y'all got me blocked because you're scared, right? You can't
Or
stack up to
maybe
a nigga
because
like
it
me,
always
Bro,
bro.
goes
you
off the
This
talk
is
rails.
my thing again,
garbage.
right?
You're the only
This
dude
for this
that's
I'm
crying
talking to
over
four of y'all
Xbox
right now, right?
You
exclusives
Not
while at
one
the
messing up
thing
same
y'all ever
time
fucking
saying
said.
exclusives don't
you
Well, no,
matter.
messing up
listen.
Like
TimDog.
Your
every time you
shit
get in
don't
a
make sense,
conversation, it goes
bro.
crazy.
Don't
Your
mix gaming with
shit
personal, bro.
don't
Stick to
make
one.
Mental
sense.
illness.
So
This my
stop.
All right, guys. You use your time to, like, I don't know, like, insult each other or whatever. It's time to give some time to other guys. I'm gonna mute the three of you. Someone else should talk. Um, Whoever wants to take it can take it from here.
T-Money, you want to go?
Hey Tim, y'all saw that these weirdos.
Bro, still talking.
Come on, Beats. Just relax. I want to get Nib in here.
Yeah, like, let him talk.
When Nib can get a shot, I want to hear Nib. It's always been interesting.
I,
We good or
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, go for it.
yeah, bro,
Go
just
for it.
talk.
it,
Just
went,
change the
it, went,
subject.
it,
'Cause
went, it went left, but
that shit derailed into something kind of retarded.
Yeah, dude, that wasn't it. Okay,
yeah.
all
so
right.
say something
We're
smart.
we're back to I see the Call of Duty thing. I heard that, so I mean that's not something that you know like I'm making up or anything. I heard it, so I mean at this point, if I think it's possibly true because if they say one thing, how could you trust them on anything else? So.
Yeah, that's
Um,
gonna be bullshit if it's true.
Well, the thing is, what the way I see it is, Tim. I don't know, and I don't know what you think about this, but I mean, the only possible kind of theory that kind of makes a little bit of sense on this is that if, like, now that Microsoft has Call of Duty, they're just kind of try to, like, push it hard to sell consoles, and they think that they don't need
Post, I got
exclusives,
you.
and they think that Call of Duty is enough to sell the console. Maybe that's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me. Aside from that, I think that it's just basically killing your console for, like, literally no reason, or for just a few extra bucks. I don't think that the long term profitability of the console can survive without viable exclusives. But I mean, maybe they'll
Hmm.
prove me wrong. Maybe just, like, putting Call of Duty, just bundling it with Xbox, or just putting it in Game Pass is enough of a selling point. We'll see.
Exactly, but putting
Well,
it in
maybe
games
Call
is
of
the only
Duty.
way they'll make a profit. The only way
What if
they'll
Call
make
of
a
Duty is
profit
what
is
convinced them?
I
to
don't
do
know. I
this.
mean,
They
that's
saw the
some
sales.
bullshit. I mean, listen, at this point where people are just going crazy. I mean, Twitter's crazy. The space is crazy. My DM's crazy. Phil's playing Diablo 4 right now,
He's still
leveling
playing.
up. I think that's so
Bro, I
funny.
messaged that
I
motherfucker
DM'd
like
him.
6 times. I was like, you gotta get on Twitter and quell these fanboys.
But I want to hear what C Money. What do you think? And then Nib, I want to hear something from you as well. What do you think they're moving forward? Where their heads are at, and how far is this going to go?
All right, well, I'll go. I'm not gonna take up too much time, man. I just, you know, I want to get on because obviously all this shit is going on, and everybody's talking about everything, right? Everything, everybody's going crazy. Shit is going wild. I mean, I don't know who y'all talk to. I don't know y'all sources. I don't know anything, right? I trust that you guys know. I trust that you guys wouldn't be making such a big deal about this if something wasn't happening. Um, I would say logically it fucks with my head because I don't see how it makes any sense
Agreed. Me either. But
for them to do this. Um, that being said, obviously, I'm living in a hypothetical world right now with you guys because, in my heart, I don't believe it yet. I need to see it official for
no, I
me to
understand.
really.
A lot of people have said that, and I respect that. But I mean, when there's smoke, there's fire, and when there's the certain types of people that I've heard it from, I held out a long time, bro. Too like it just like last night was just too much when I heard. I was just like at this point I heard Starfield and I was just like, you know what, you know, and listen, part of me is hoping they walk it back. I know that's not gonna happen, but shit, well, if I have to do that to them walk it back, which is not gonna happen because they don't give a shit. I'm gonna at least try, but yeah, I understand that statement that you make, and I understand that feeling, but it kind of sucks, and um, I just couldn't hold out anymore when I just keep hearing things, and it's been going on for
Nah, I
4 months,
feel you.
5 weeks now, like since
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
Friday.
know because we've been talking about it and making videos and live streaming and shit. So we definitely, I definitely feel you. I definitely understand. I think the thing is that when I look at this, I think the thing that's most disheartening, if this is in fact real, right? Because again, this is hypothetical world. Um, if this is in fact real, what it seems like is that they're going above the Xbox leadership, right? Like that's how it looks to me. It looks like Satya did the rope to dope to our homie Phil, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna get this deal for you. And then, Phil's living his good life, talking to his team, like, yeah, everything's going great. Meanwhile, the other side of Microsoft is talking with Satya in the background, like, listen, we need to make this bigger. We need to go further. It's the only thing that makes sense to me that it was outside of that scope because my man Phil could not have just a month ago come out and tell us that none of this stuff was happening. And then what, the day of state of play, literally put a blog post out talking exclusives, talking all this stuff, and then just turn around and like 4 days later we're hearing all this crazy shit. Like that doesn't it doesn't make any sense. I don't think the dude is gonna tell us this shit when listen, he's been straight up for all this time, right? Like I know
Hmm.
like the PlayStation dudes, they like to call him out on shit, but let's call it what it is. Like this dude, he's not hiding from shit. He comes out. Redfall was one of the biggest fucking things that happened that could have
And
been
he
like
addressed
it was
it.
an embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? And my man went and he stood
I
on
think
his
this is
deal with kind of funny.
bigger than that
He
too.
took he fell on the sword.
Yeah, and
Say that again.
that was a big deal. But this isn't even close right now. This is superseding that like by a lot. So as far as
Oh yeah, no, of course. I mean the
addressing that,
dollars that are in play is big, and that's why it looks
yeah,
like Microsoft, if this turns out to be true, it looks like Microsoft is putting themselves now into the picture where they're forcing the hand, right? Because
uh
again,
huh,
you can't look at the leaked documents that we've gotten, where again nobody was watching, right? So this shit is all legit stuff. Having things like Matt Booty saying he's looking to spend them out of business, right? Then proceeding to do all the things that would, for all intents and purposes, put them in place to spend them out of business, right? Because
Right.
listen, as much as I know there's PlayStation dudes on here, and I know, listen, I have everything. If you check my stream, you see the PlayStation in the back, you see the VR2 in the back, you see the 19 inches of Venom in the back. I don't give a shit. I buy everything, right? But Xbox is my heart. That's where I've always been. And that's where I'll
Yeah.
always be. But you know, you go ahead and see you see this type of this shift, right? Where it was clear that there was a game plan in place. They were looking to do something. They spent the money to do it. We know, just based off of raw numbers, that if Xbox didn't have this whole thing pop up right now, and we weren't talking about possibly putting shit in other places, the output could not be matched,
Yeah.
right? There's no amount of dreams or hopes that a PlayStation only fan would be able to put out there to make anything special happen, right? Like they have like 6 or 7 studios that anybody gives a shit about the games that are coming out from them, right? Like realistically speaking, right? God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, you know, the ones that we get that we all like
They
to
had
see
some
and
delays
play, which is
too,
cool.
like Last of Us and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
And other
Factions got
things.
canceled.
You
Listen,
know.
Naughty Dog is one of my favorite studios in the fucking world, and I don't think we're gonna get a game from them, and God knows
You
how
know,
long. I don't even know. Like, I don't
one of
even know
the
what the
one
chances
of the
are.
things just to add to this, I just saw a DM basically said that they heard the Xbox's margins collapse. Basically, whatever happened the last, I guess they're just not making. They really took a hit with the hardware and the margins. So that's what I just saw too. So definitely a money
But it
thing.
just
And
doesn't. It just doesn't make any sense when they were in such a position. Again, you're looking at a scenario where,
well, they pulled the plug
for
on
all
it.
intents
They
and
didn't
purposes,
let it. They didn't. I agree. I understand what you're saying, but they didn't even let it live out. Like they just pulled the plug on it.
that's what I'm saying. They didn't even. If this is true, they put
It's
all.
true.
That's like you setting up. That's like you playing a chess game, right? And you good at chess, so you put everything. You have all your pieces in place where you know that you're gonna take their king and it's over, and then
Right.
you walk away from the fucking table,
you
right?
you
Like that
start
shit
doing
don't make
passo.
sense. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. And you got, a fucking company's a $3 trillion company. So for them to now choose to say that the margins don't make sense after back when fucking Phil was first starting out, I mean, first taking over, right, and running the shit and doing all the moves that he make, that what fucking margin was there?
I,
Where was the
I guess
money coming in?
we'll never know that. I like
Well,
I
but that's
said.
what I mean. We can look at it and see that they weren't making that much money.
Right.
Like
Well, listen,
that's just what was happening.
when they
So
had
like to
first
now
party,
backpedal and swap everything when literally they're in a position. Xbox released over 12 games last year, right? Not all AAA, right? But they released
right?
12 first party games last year. PlayStation released Spider-Man last year, right? First party. Obviously they had other exclusives, fine, but first party. We got 12, they got one. Okay. This year we're ready. God knows how many we're gonna have, but like they're in a place where what can PlayStation possibly give us that would make a difference? If they
See,
announce Ghost of Tsushima 2 next year, great. But they're not going to give us Ghost of Tsushima 2, God of War, another Spider-Man, and some other shit all in the same year. It's not going to
hey,
happen because then it's
hey,
going to take
see,
another 5 years before something else comes in.
hey, see,
Yeah.
none of that matters. Xbox got a crisis on their hands, and that crisis is messaging,
Yeah.
brand identity, and marketing. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
I
what's going
don't
to
care.
happen. That's going to be the outcome. That's the
Right.
Hold on,
outcome
hold
of what
on,
if this went
hold on.
through. That's what we problem's going to be.
We'll
Because right
find that
Well,
now
out in
we don't
7 hours.
they've
like.
been dealing with this since last generation. See, check, hear me out. They've been dealing with this since last generation. And I said this earlier, the consensus, even amongst casual, is that Xbox is dog shit. And I hate to say it, that is a consensus. And another thing I want to add, you can't imagine how many people that don't know about Game Pass. My cousin
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
found
but
out
that's the
about Game.
point. But that's
Hold on. My cousin just found
good.
out about Game Pass 2 years ago, right? And the only reason
Mm.
he found out about it, he went to a pawn shop to buy a PlayStation, right? The disc drive didn't work in the PlayStation, so he had to get an Xbox. And when he got the Xbox, he called me and asked me, "Have you heard about this thing called Game Pass? Have been out since 2017,
Yeah.
right?"
Yeah,
I
but
think
there was nothing to
That's
go into
Microsoft's
Game
fault.
Pass to make a difference, though, right?
But
Like we're comparing different stratospheres based off of where they are
no,
today, right? Like
I,
yes,
I,
right
the,
now those people don't know, but when Call
no,
of
the
Duty
reason
goes
why I
into
say
Game
that,
Pass,
but look,
go ahead.
even though Microsoft brought Call of Duty, it's still synonymous with PlayStation, right?
Yeah, right
Just
now,
like,
yes,
hold on,
absolutely,
hold,
right
hold
now.
on. Just like everything else, Microsoft also have a cultural identity issue,
And
right?
it's their fault, dude. They could
It-
switch it
it-
up
they,
immediately. They could
they
switch
have
if they
an
wanted
It's
issue.
too
to.
passive
They have
aggressive.
an issue that Sony
Yes,
don't
they
have,
want.
and Sony don't have to spend money to try to get. And you know that's what it is with rappers. Automatically, when it comes to game consoles, they automatically think PlayStation. Basketball players, football players, singers. When somebody famous want to go out and get something for a niece or nephew, you know what console they going to in that store to pick up? The PlayStation,
Yes,
because over
but
years,
we're talking about
PlayStation has built an identity that's embedded in the culture. Xbox doesn't have that, and they need
yes,
they
but that's
need
the
they
point.
need to get it.
But that's the point, Post. That's what they spent the fucking 100 billion for. Like
No, no,
that's the point of what's
So you're
happening.
basically
Yes, all
saying
that
they
stuff
no,
is
didn't fight
true
out.
no.
up to
They,
now. The
mhm.
the whole point is going forward, they're supposed to use what they purchased. So when
And they
Call of
didn't let that
Duty
happen.
is
Hey,
in stadiums being marketed, when it's on
hey,
buses, when it's on the shit day one in Game Pass, people will
they
notice when
they
the
got to
next
go
Diablo
beyond that.
comes out, Overwatch.
Oh,
They got to
That's
see
what's
money, and
to
I told you
come,
this
and that's
on
why this don't make sense.
I told you
Hey,
this on
That's
your
the
show.
that's the point.
They have to go beyond that. They got. Remember the last time I was on your show, I said, look at Sarah Bond, right? She's in
Hmm.
a industry that's considered dominated by white males. She's became a president at a company that is normally ran by and dominated by white males, right? I told you
Hmm.
on the show the first thing they should have did was get her on every morning talk show in America, from Good Morning America to The View, even the Kelly Clarkson show, to tell her story, to be a face for women who want to move in that industry, but also faces for little girls that look like her. And in the process, talk about Xbox and Call of Duty to the soccer moms that watch that show. I also told you she needed to go to the radio stations. New York, LA, Chicago, hit all the radio stations, because majority of the time when you see anybody across any medium in terms of culture, ethnicity, when they playing Call of Duty, what type of music they listening to? When you
I
see
hey,
mean,
TikTok videos and you see YouTube short videos, what type of music they listen to when they're playing Call of Duty?
but
It's
post it
hip
up.
hop. It's
Hey, but
drill.
post it up.
She needed to be on Shade 45. She needed to be on satellite radio. She needed to do, you needed to do all these things, because it's a millions of casuals who hop on social media that don't look up game shit like us, that don't see Xbox commercials on every YouTube channel. And Xbox has
yeah, but I
become
think
too They became too relying on content creators and YouTube influencers to push and market their message when it's a barrier right there. Because even when we push their message, it only goes so far. And that's why even at the end of the Xbox One generation, it was still people who believed that you couldn't trade games with the Xbox.
But
That's
see,
Yeah,
how
but
close the
both of
the,
y'all
the
right
nerve.
thing
though.
is though, go
I
go
just
ahead.
hold on. I just want to say both of y'all right though. Y'all both making valid points. I love these real factual conversations, no bullshit. Both of y'all making points because what C Money saying is, they had him on the ropes. Why fold now? And I
Yeah,
feel the same way. I just said
I
this
agree
multiple
with that.
times and as guests, whatever. Right? What you're saying about messaging, and I understand what you're saying, but we got to
Messaging,
understand
brand
too.
identity. Don't nobody know what the fuck an Xbox identity
Right?
is.
But
Can't
listen, you got
nobody
to
in this
ask
space
yourself.
tell me what Xbox identity
You got to
is.
ask yourself why though. Ask yourself why. We can't ignore the side of it because two things can be true, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel like they can do better with marketing, but at the same time, people are indoctrinated to the brand they invested in, right? I told you, I went to my pop's house. My kid said something about an Xbox. He said, "No, your dad an Xbox man." I look. He said, "I'm PlayStation." We look on this shelf, not one PlayStation exclusive, because that's all. Because somebody brought up the point earlier. I think it was the dude Dave or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people only know PlayStation because that's what we grew up with, right? We grew up with that
Exactly.
PS1, we grew up with that PS2, we grew up with Twisted Metal, all that. That's why I wish they bring Twisted Metal back. That'd be dope as fuck, right? But it's you can market all you want to, but if in the social media age we live in, if people are not trying to hear that shit and tune it out, they're not going to hear it. We live
What?
in an era now where people are picking sides on everything, bro, from politics to fucking gaming. So no matter how much Xbox markets, certain people will just never get an Xbox. We
What?
see these
Well, they
clips.
also just
But hold on,
don't
I'm gonna
have
say this, and
the
That's not
you
the
respond.
true.
market
I just want to
That's
touch
Well,
on
not
that's
it.
not
true.
necessarily true. But
That's not
keep
true
on.
at all.
But
That's
it
not
is though.
necessarily
It
true.
is.
It's
I
Hold
not.
on,
think
let
It's
me
it's
not
finish this,
Then
and,
necessarily.
and
why
y'all
did
can
I
then
want
respond,
I
why
right?
is
want
he
to get
going to
this. I
sell
want to get
87
this
million?
Now
to
let's have a conversation. Let's have a core
Right.
conversation.
So
Don't
let me put this point on it, and then y'all just respond. Right. I
not.
say this because there's a couple of clips circulating right now. When Indiana Jones was shown, what's the first thing you heard a lot of PlayStation fans say? That should be on PlayStation. Matter of
Exactly.
fact,
yep.
the dude wrote a whole article. He was like, "Man, Xbox got this one game that has my heart. Blah blah blah. It's a Valve." The
And
man
that's how
said
you
he still
market it.
the man,
Yep.
well, no, because he's so indoctrinated into the PlayStation lifestyle. He
But
invested in that brand. He literally said this. He said, "I'm still hoping for an inkling of hope
So
of the Elder Scrolls 6 will come to
Well,
PS5."
that's
He
exactly
literally
how
he
you market people towards the Xbox
hold on,
brand. You market
bro,
those
hold on. Let me
games
put
to
this on it
them.
so they can respond. Right? He literally it has nothing to do with marketing if you that deep into it. He literally said he what how can marketing have an effect on a person that willingly admitted that he's willing to wait 6 years until the game comes to his platform? That he's made up his mind. No matter how much you
but
market
that
a fucking
yeah.
Xbox, my man, hold on, bro. You keep talking. I'm talking to them
Go
too,
ahead.
bro. Keep
Go
this shit
ahead. Go
respectful,
ahead.
right?
Go ahead.
My man
Go ahead. Go
literally
ahead.
said that he's willing to wait 6 years for a
mhm.
game that he really wants to play to come to his platform. So you tell me what is his excuse if he knows what an Xbox is and the PlayStation is. And he said I'm gonna wait 6 years because I want it on my
Look,
PlayStation. How can marketing ever help that, bro? But go
let me
ahead.
tell you something. You know why? Because imagery is more powerful than audio. let me,
So
and when I and let me and let me break this down to you. If you go back to even the 360 area, right? Era, what you're talking about happened back then, right? The 360 got ahead of PlayStation. The PS3 came out, and the Sony fans in that era, when it first started off, had the assumption that they would never need to buy a 360, right? Until Microsoft got the cooking in that era from first party, third party, all the Japanese games was cooking, all the fighter games, and
And,
everything was playing better on the 360 than it was the PS3.
They
Then
had tempo exclusive
it went
after
from
exclusive.
I got my PS3 to I got my PS360. Then it went from I got my PS360 to I got my PS360 Wii. So in the forums, you will always see hashtag PS360 because Microsoft did so good in that generation. It was undeniable to not get a three. You had to get a 360,
yeah,
and you might
yeah,
went
but
through about 7 or 8 of them bitches with the red
with
ring
the
of
red ring.
death.
Nib, I'm gonna.
But the
Yeah, but
content on that system was so consistent
But that's
You
the
do
that's the
$7 to
point though,
$8.
Post. It's the
Live, I got
content.
you.
That's the
Thank
thing though.
you.
It's the content that you're talking about,
And how
right? Like
you
that's the
massive can
point. Like
market
right
that
now, that's
content
what
as
we've been.
well.
Yeah, but we don't have the content. We didn't have the content to market. We've been the whole point was Phil bought these studios back in 20 fucking 18, my dude. And we haven't had those games released.
Okay.
They are just started. We're just getting there. The whole point
Can I
is
ask
that
you a question,
now
C
that we're
Money?
making the games. Yeah, yeah, but hold on. Now that we get to the point where we have the games to market, then yes, absolutely, they're gonna market the shit out of it. Because one of the biggest points about the 360 era that you may not think about as the biggest deal, but the fucking fact that they had Call of Duty, which was becoming the biggest shit ever because of Call of Duty 4, that shit took over and it was marketed by Xbox. That is where it happened. And guess what the fuck they got back now? They have Call of Duty back now. And yes,
Call
this
of Duty.
generation
All
is
right, let me
sunk,
ask you a
bro.
But
This
they'll
question.
never
generation
do
is
that,
sunk.
bro.
Microsoft is not
Let
flipping
me ask you a
this gen,
question, C Money.
right? Wait, hold on. Wait, let
Yep,
me just
they're
finish
not.
my,
Post.
my thought
I
off.
gotta get. I
They're
Let him
gotta
not.
give
finish. Let him finish.
Guys, let's
Post.
let
Hold,
let's
hold
wrap
on.
it up so we can give some time to
I
the
gotta
person
give
who
Nib
like is
some
raising
time.